All right, so we're diving into coastal security systems today. We've got a whole stack of info here, testimonials, service descriptions, I mean, the whole 9 yards to really get a feel for what they're all about.
You know, what's interesting to me right off the bat is just how much they do. This isn't just like your typical alarm company. Coastal Security Systems has been around in Southern California for over 20 years, and they handle everything from residential security to these really complex industrial systems.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. So just to give our listeners a little preview of what we'll be uncovering today, we've got stories about a church facilities manager who wasn't so sure about needing a security system. At first, a last-minute MagLock installation that happened on a weekend, and even a property manager whose recommendation came from a board member who had already used coastal security systems themselves.
Wow. Sounds like they've built up some serious trust with their clients.
All right. Okay, let's start with the basics. Coastal Security Systems offers 3 main branches of service: residential, commercial, and industrial. So let's start with residential. What are some of the key features that stand out to you?
Well, one thing that really jumps out is their focus on making these systems easy to use, especially for homeowners. Like they offer pet-friendly motion detectors. You know, those are so important for avoiding false alarms, which can be a huge pain and honestly can even lead to people ignoring real alarms if they're going off all the time.
Yeah, it's like the whole cry wolf situation. I see they've also got smart home integration, so you can control everything from your phone, check cameras remotely, all that good stuff. That's going to be a big plus for anyone who wants to manage their security on the go.
Definitely. It's all about convenience and peace of mind.
Yeah.
And, you know, it really fits into this whole trend we're seeing with integrated home systems.
Okay, let's move on to commercial security. I imagine the needs of businesses are pretty different from those of homeowners, right?
Oh, absolutely. In a commercial setting, managing employee access becomes a really big deal. And Coastal Security Systems really emphasizes this with their access control systems. You can control exactly who has access to what areas and when, which is huge for protecting sensitive information, inventory, all sorts of things.
It's like having a digital bouncer for your business,
Yeah.
making sure only the right people are getting in where they need to be. And that's got to be even more important as businesses grow and change.
Right.
No more rekeying locks every time someone leaves the company.
Exactly. And you know, it's not just about preventing theft or security breaches, it's also about creating a safer environment for employees, customers, anyone who's coming into the business.
Okay, time to talk about the big guns, industrial security. What makes this category so unique in your opinion?
Well, just the sheer scale and complexity of it is pretty fascinating. We're talking about clients with these massive facilities, often in pretty challenging environments. Think about protecting a perimeter, dealing with extreme weather, maybe even hazardous material storage. The security needs are on a whole other level compared to a house or a storefront.
So it's not just about slapping up a few cameras and calling it a day.
Yeah.
It sounds like industrial security requires a much more comprehensive strategy.
Definitely, Coastal Security Systems offer solutions for perimeter security, including some pretty advanced detection systems that go way beyond your basic motion sensor. And they use industrial-grade cameras designed to hold up in those harsh conditions.
Wow, they really have thought of everything. And speaking of thinking of everything, let's bring in some of those customer stories we mentioned earlier. Let's start with Ken, the facilities manager at Harvest Community Church in Irvine. He seemed a little hesitant about needing a security system at first.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way, you know, like it won't happen to me, but unfortunately that's not always the reality. And, you know, places of worship, like any public gathering space, they can really benefit from having that extra layer of protection.
Exactly. It's not just about deterring crime. It's about creating that sense of safety and welcoming, so people can focus on what they're there for without worrying about their safety. And Ken's testimonial really highlighted how coastal security systems didn't just install a bunch of equipment. They actually took the time to tailor a solution to the church's specific needs, including locks, access control cameras, alarms. It sounds like they really covered all the bases.
That's so important. They were able to do it all within budget, too. And with minimal disruption to the church's activities, that kind of project management and communication can make a world of difference.
Speaking of tight timelines, what about that MagLock story from MadaLuxe in Seal Beach? They needed that security installed like yesterday. And Abe from Coastal Security Systems showed up early on a Saturday morning to make it happen. Talk about dedication.
It really does show the difference between a good security company and a great one. It's that willingness to go above and beyond, to be there for their clients when it really matters. In the security world, responsiveness is absolutely crucial.
Right, because when you have a security issue, you need a solution fast.
Yeah.
You can't be waiting around for someone to call you back on Monday.
Exactly. That kind of responsiveness can make all the difference.
Okay, one last story before we move on. Fatima Lahudi from Action Property Management. She had a fantastic experience with coastal security systems when they upgraded the camera system for the Meridian Community Association. She was raving about their professionalism, how clean they were, how they stuck to the schedule like clockwork.
That really speaks to their commitment to customer satisfaction. And it highlights another crucial aspect of this industry: clear communication and really meticulous project management. When you're dealing with a community association, you've got multiple stakeholders involved: the board, the residents, the property manager. Everyone needs to be in the loop and kept informed throughout the whole process.
It's like a well-oiled machine. Every piece has to work together seamlessly to achieve that desired outcome. And it sounds like coastal security systems has that down to a science.
They really do. That attention to detail and commitment to clear communication can really set a company apart.
Okay, so we've talked about the different types of systems they offer: residential, commercial, industrial, and we've heard some pretty compelling stories from their customers. But what about the services that go beyond just the equipment itself?
That's where coastal security systems really shines. Because you can have the most advanced security system in the world, but if it's not installed and maintained properly, it's not going to be effective. Coastal security systems really understands that, and they offer this whole suite of services to make sure your system is always running at peak performance.
Okay, I'm all ears. What kind of services are we talking about here?
Well, first and foremost, they have a team of certified technicians who handle the entire installation process. They'll come out to your property, assess your needs, design a system that's perfectly tailored to your unique requirements.
So it's not just a one-size-fits-all approach. They really take the time to understand each client's individual situation and create a customized solution.
Exactly. And once the system is installed, they don't just disappear. They offer these ongoing maintenance programs to keep everything running smoothly. This includes regular inspections, testing, battery replacements, software updates, you name it.
It's like having a personal security concierge.
Yeah.
They take care of all the technical details so you can focus on running your home, your business, or whatever it is you do.
Precisely. That peace of mind is invaluable.
Okay, before we move on, there's one more thing I want to point out about coastal security systems. They're a local company deeply rooted in Southern California. What do you think are the benefits of working with a company that has that kind of local expertise?
Oh, that's a great question. And I think it's a major advantage. Coastal Security Systems understands the unique security challenges we face here in Southern California. Everything from earthquakes and wildfires to the specific crime trends in different areas.
All right, they're not some big faceless corporation operating from a far-off headquarters. They're part of the community. They understand the local nuances, and they're invested in making Southern California a safer place for everyone.
Exactly. And that local knowledge and commitment really shines through in their work.
Plus, they're licensed, bonded, and insured, which gives you that extra peace of mind knowing they're a legitimate and accountable company.
Absolutely. They've built a really solid reputation in the industry, and they're known for their professionalism, integrity, and that commitment to customer satisfaction.
Okay, so far, Coastal Security Systems is sounding pretty impressive. What's standing out to you the most about them so far?
For me, it's that combination of cutting-edge technology, personalized service, and that deep-rooted local expertise. They're not just selling products, they're providing solutions that are tailored to the specific needs of each client and the unique challenges of Southern California.
I totally agree. And those testimonials we discussed earlier, they really speak volumes about their dedication to going above and beyond for their clients. Remember Abe showing up early on a Saturday to install that mag lock. That kind of commitment is rare these days.
It really is. And it's a clear indication that they prioritize customer satisfaction and are willing to do whatever it takes to make sure their clients feel secure and supported.
All right, you ready to dive a little deeper into the specifics of their services?
Absolutely. Let's unpack some of those services and see what really sets Coastal Security Systems apart from the competition. Okay, so let's unpack those services a bit more and really see how they translate to real-world benefits for their clients.
Sounds good to me. What are we starting with?
Well, remember Fatima from Action Property Management? She was really happy with that camera system upgrade Coastal did for the Meridian Community Association.
Yeah, she was really impressed with how professional they were and how smoothly the whole project went.
Right. And when you think about it, for a community association like that, a reliable, well-maintained security system is a huge factor in property values and just the overall safety of the residents.
It's kind of like a domino effect.
Yeah.
Good security leads to happier residents and a more desirable community overall.
Exactly. And it all starts with choosing the right security partner.
Which brings us back to Ken from Harvest Community Church. He wasn't even sure they needed a security system in the first place.
That's a good point. It really raises the question of when is the right time to invest in security. It's easy to think, oh, it won't happen to me, but unfortunately, that's not always the case.
Especially these days. It seems like security threats are becoming more and more common.
Absolutely. So being proactive is key. In Ken's case, he realized a security system wasn't just about protecting the church's property, but also about giving the congregation peace of mind.
Creating that safe and welcoming environment where people can, focus on their faith without having to worry about safety.
Exactly, and that's something coastal security systems seems to really understand. They're not just installing gadgets, they're providing solutions that are tailored to each client's specific situation.
Okay, so we've talked about homes and businesses, but what about those industrial clients? Their needs are on a whole different level, right?
Oh, absolutely. When you're talking about a huge manufacturing plant or a warehouse, you've got so much to consider. Valuable inventory, maybe even hazardous materials, plus all that intellectual property to protect security is paramount.
And it's not just about theft prevention either, right? There's safety accident prevention, regulatory compliance, all of that comes into play.
You've got it. And that's where Coastal's expertise really shines. They've got solutions that are specifically designed for those tough industrial environments. Everything from perimeter security systems to really sophisticated access control that can actually track employee movement and prevent unauthorized access.
Wow. It's like they're building a virtual fortress around these facilities.
In a way, yes. But it's more than just walls and cameras. It's about really understanding each client's unique risks and vulnerabilities, and then crafting a security plan that addresses those directly.
So it's a much more holistic approach to security.
Exactly. And that's a key differentiator for them. They're not just selling off-the-shelf products. They're creating comprehensive security solutions that are customized for each client.
It sounds like the people behind the technology are just as important as the technology itself.
Couldn't agree more. And speaking of those people, let's circle back to Jane Shangbrai at MadaLuxe. Remember how impressed she was with Abe's willingness to go the extra mile installing that mag lock early on a Saturday?
Yeah, that really stuck with me too.
Yeah.
It really shows how much they value customer service.
It does. And it highlights how critical responsiveness is in this industry. When you have a security problem, you need a solution fast. You can't afford to wait around.
Especially if it's something that's impacting your business or even putting people at risk.
Exactly. Coastal Security Systems gets that. They're committed to providing fast, reliable service no matter what day it is.
It's like having a security partner you can always depend on, even in an emergency.
Absolutely. You can't put a price tag on that kind of peace of mind.
We've talked a lot about the what of coastal security systems, the services they offer, the technology they use. But what about the why? Why should someone choose them over all the other security companies out there?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think it really boils down to all the factors we've been discussing. They offer a broad range of solutions, cutting-edge technology, that personalized service, local expertise, a genuine dedication to customer satisfaction, and a proven track record.
Sounds like they've checked all the boxes. What really stands out to me is that willingness to go the extra mile. It's not just about making a sale. It's about building those long-term relationships.
Definitely. And that's clear in how they approach every single project, from that initial consultation all the way through to the ongoing maintenance and support.
Okay, so let's say someone's listening to this right now and thinking, coastal security systems sounds great, but how do I know if they're the right fit for me?
Well, that's where their free consultation comes in. They'll come out to your property, assess your needs, and recommend a security solution that's customized just for you.
This is like a security checkup. It's
Yeah.
a chance to meet the team, ask some questions, and see if it's a good match.
Exactly. And even if you're not ready to commit to a whole system, that consultation can be really valuable just for identifying any vulnerabilities and getting some expert advice.
It's like having a security expert in your corner guiding you through the process.
Exactly. And that kind of expertise can be invaluable.
Okay, you've convinced me coastal security systems is definitely worth looking into. But before we wrap up this part, I'm curious, what are some of those up-and-coming trends in the security world that we should be keeping an eye on?
Oh, man, that's a great question. And it's one that gets me really excited. The security world is constantly evolving, and there are some really cool things on the horizon.
Okay, spill the beans. What are we talking about here?
Well, one trend that's really gaining traction is the integration of artificial intelligence, AI, into security systems. We're starting to see AI-powered cameras that can recognize faces, spot suspicious behavior, even predict potential threats.
Wow, that sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It does, doesn't it? But it's becoming a reality and fast, and
Right.
it has the potential to completely revolutionize how we approach security.
I can definitely see that being super valuable for large-scale operations or high-security environments.
Absolutely. And it's not just AI. We're also seeing huge advancements in cloud-based security systems, which offer a lot more flexibility, scalability, and affordability.
So it's like getting the power of a high-end system without having to invest in all that expensive hardware on site.
Exactly. It opens up so many possibilities for remote monitoring and management.
Man, this is making me really excited about the future of security. Sounds like we're on the verge of some major breakthroughs.
We are. It's a really exciting time to be a part of this industry. The possibilities really are endless.
Okay, before we get too carried away, let's bring it back to coastal security systems. How do you see them fitting into this evolving landscape?
Well, from what we've seen today, it's pretty clear that Coastal Security Systems is a company that embraces innovation and staying ahead of the curve.
They're not afraid to adopt new technologies and find creative solutions to meet their clients' evolving needs.
Exactly. I have no doubt that they'll continue to be a leader in the Southern California security market for many years to come.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. What are your final thoughts before we move on to the last part?
Honestly, I'm super impressed with Coastal Security Systems. They've demonstrated a deep understanding of the security challenges facing Southern California businesses and residents, and a real commitment to providing top-notch service and support.
I couldn't agree more. They've definitely earned a spot on my list of trusted security providers. Ready for part 3.
Absolutely. Can't wait to hear what other insights you've uncovered in your research.
Okay, so we're back for the final part of our deep dive into coastal security systems. And you know me, I always like to wrap things up by focusing on what really makes a company stand out. And in this case, it's Coastal's dedication to their clients and the Southern California community as a whole.
Yeah, it's interesting how they're so much more than just a business. They're really woven into the fabric of the communities they serve. They get the unique challenges that Southern California faces.
And that local expertise is really evident in everything they do.
Hmm.
Remember how Fatima talked about their professionalism and how clean they were during that camera upgrade at the Meridian Community Association? That's not just about being polite. It's about respecting the community and making sure things run smoothly.
Absolutely. It's about being a good neighbor.
Yeah.
And, that community focus extends to their support of other local businesses and organizations too. They've partnered with a bunch of different groups and charities. They're really invested in making Southern California a safer and more vibrant place.
Yeah, it's like they're not just protecting properties, they're protecting the community itself. That's something I really respect.
I agree. It goes way beyond just a transaction. It's about building those genuine connections.
So as we wrap up our deep dive, we've learned a lot about the range of services Coastal Security Systems offers, from residential to industrial. And we've seen how they leverage cutting-edge technology while still maintaining that personalized approach. But what really stands out to me are those stories about their exceptional customer service and their dedication to Southern California.
Those stories are so powerful because they really highlight the human side of security. It's not all about algorithms and sensors. It's about people helping people building trust and creating that sense of security and peace of mind.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So for anyone listening out there, if you're in Southern California and looking for a security partner you can trust, Coastal Security Systems is definitely worth checking out. They have the experience, the expertise, and the commitment to make you feel truly secure. And hey, maybe you'll even get a visit from Abe on a Saturday.
Absolutely. Their dedication to customer satisfaction and their strong roots in the Southern California community make them a standout choice in the security industry.
Whether you're a homeowner, a business owner, or even managing a large industrial facility, Coastal Security Systems has a solution for you. And remember, security isn't just about technology. It's about peace of mind. And with Coastal Security Systems, you can rest assured knowing you're in good hands.